Welcome to Overtime with Jared P. and Johnny O. We got a packed show today. We have a brand new national champion in men's college basketball, a new Tar Heel head coach with no Carolina ties for the first time in many, many decades, and maybe perhaps the greatest defensive game ever in Major League Baseball. And it's all presented by Elite Performance Chiropractic. Our good friend Jeremy Phillips, chiropractor. He owns 2 locations, Elite Performance Chiropractic, getting you feeling better than ever from ages 8 to 88, 9 to 99, whatever it is. They'll make you feel better than ever with state-of-the-art techniques and technologies. So we appreciate it. Elite Performance Chiropractic. All right. The Wolverines are national champions for the first time since 1989. Johnny, what are your thoughts?
Again, the best team won. I think I said that for who won the football national championship?
Indiana.
Thank you. The best team won. And who won the what was the other thing that the Big Ten has won?
Oh, UCLA won the women's championship.
Oh, in the women's. 3 national champions. I see UCLA. It wasn't clicking. I'm like, wait a minute, UCLA again. That doesn't make sense. But they're in the Big Ten. 3 national champions out of the Big Ten. That's pretty impressive. Very impressive.
Very.
But as you look back, when you kind of trying to build up the Big Ten, I think it's the first time a Big Ten team won since what, 99?
Oh,
Michigan State,
or 2000, 99,
How
2000.
about that?
Yeah, it's been with Michigan State. It's been a
long drought. But the Wolverines were something, man. But give UConn credit; they held them down to 69, 68 points. They tried. They just didn't. Michigan just look bigger and stronger in a lot of ways than UConn. Nothing against UConn, but they did. Michigan did it against everybody in the tournament. But that 7'3" guy, I mean, he's got some moves. They had every part of the game, every position was just well coached and very good, and that's how you win national championships. And your boy, Elliot Cadeau, how about him getting most outstanding player? I'm happy for him, though. I mean, he seems like a good
I didn't dislike him. I mean, he would drive me crazy when he was at Carolina. And in the Final Four, I mean, he showed in the Final Four game, he showed Michigan fans what Carolina fans had seen. He played well, but he also was like, all over the place. Like, 2 for 14 or 4 for 16, bad shooting. And then he had like 5 turnovers in the last 6. They won by double digits, but just like weird stuff. But no, I'm happy for him. I mean, I did not like seeing him leave out last year because some Carolina fans were like, good riddance. So I'm like, this dude's a good point guard. He's fast. And his 3-point percentage went from 17% to 30% in 1 year. So he had a vast improvement. And then his numbers at Michigan were basically the same. He shot better from 3. But he's a leader, and when he wasn't on the court, their offense struggled with him not on the court, getting things going. But I will say that was one of the ugliest national championship games I've ever seen. There's no rhythm for either offense. At one point, I think they were 2 for 34 from 3. It's one of the worst shooting performances I've ever seen. Both teams shot in the low 30% from the field. It was ugly. I mean, it's physical. They let the refs, for the most part, let them play. Michigan had been – I think if Michigan would have won by double digits and scored 80 or 90, you could say, oh, this might be one of the more dominant teams ever. That game – look, it was a 4-point game. It was right at a 4-point game with under 2 minutes to go. So, I mean, they didn't blow them out. And, for UConn, I think they missed 34 threes. I mean, it's like they had open looks. I mean, Michigan played tremendous defense, but they had got some open looks. And I don't know if it's that arena or football stadium phenomenon where the depth perception is off, but both teams shot horrifically. It was a very ugly game. I wanted Michigan to win because I had them in my pool. Plus, I don't want UConn to win, so that made it entertaining for me. But as far as a pretty game to watch, it was ugly. It was almost the game like it felt like it took forever when I was watching it. I'm like, geez, it's just there's no flow to it.
It was ugly, but that's how UConn needed the game to stay in it, and so both coaches are so good. You got to give Dusty May. I mean, kudos, man! Holy cow! But your boy Danny, he coached them like this is how. If you guys want to have a shot at beating, he knew Michigan was so much better than them, and he goes, this is the way we got to do it, and he handled himself well. He wasn't. He didn't show any ass as he usually does when he loses. So I think
he went in for the first time in 3 years, thinking that their team wasn't as good. I think that's the first time he actually believed like our team isn't that. Everything has to go right for us to win this game. And she shot like at halftime when he's like, "Yeah, I think the only way we can win this game is for it to be like this." I was like, oh, okay, I like him a little bit more because he's being honest, not the bravado the whole time. And at that point when they're losing, he's the most entertaining coach in basketball because they go to the sidelines. And he's like, like making all these faces. And I'm like, okay, he's a great coach. So holy crap.
I don't know if you saw some of the pregame. The players were talking about him, and his players love him. Behind the scenes, he's just like they're friends, and that's a good coach. You can be that player's coach and still be able to scream at him and look at him. But they said his faces are just he comes up with new faces every practice. They said they kind of laugh about it, but no, he coached a good game. Caliban, he was still a little timid out there, for being a star. He hit some shots though. Finally, he ended up with like 17 and 11 or something like that. He had a good, hey, I would take that game any day in a championship, but his percentage was pretty far off. And Braden, the freshman superstar there, what's his last name? Oh my gosh. The shooter that hit the shot.
Miller?
No. Oh my gosh.
The shooter. It's not Miller, the one who beat Duke.
Yeah, the one who beat Duke. He was 4 for 17 from the field.
Yeah.
That hurt. But Michigan won. When you lose the bracket, that's no big deal. By the way, I got to give kudos to Kim's daughter. I call her Sweet Caroline. Her name is Caroline, and she's a big Carolina fan. But she won it outright, man. She's the only one in our whole pool that had Michigan. So kudos to Caroline.
Well, good. Congratulations. Hope you won some money. I won money on mine because I picked Michigan as well. And that's without their like backup point guard. That's when they're beating everybody by 40 earlier in the year. He didn't play. Is it Mullins? Braylon Mullins.
Oh my God, Braden Mullins. Am I hearing? I think I'm hearing right that he's leaving to go to the NBA. I don't know. Yeah, he's not ready.
No, he's not ready. And he's not a Knipple where the dude can shoot like lights out. Like he makes big shots, but in the last 3 games of the tournament, I think he shot like 15% from 3. I mean, that's not.
He struggled. Yeah. Now I think he's going to be a great shooter because, he's got the touch and, but he's a freshman. But yeah, when I was reading some article and, players that are going to leave Michigan and leave UConn and his name was in there. And I'm like, okay, there's no way he's leaving Coach Danny Hurley to go to another school. He must be going to the NBA or at least dipping his toes in it.
Yeah, I guess now they have that, because they can sign with agent. They already have agents. They can go into the draft, come out of the draft, and see where they stand. I don't think he would be even drafted. Honestly,
no, I wouldn't think so either. But he is 6'6", almost 200 pounds. He was, you know what? I give it. He was missing a lot of shots, but he was in there. He
plays hard.
Oh, he plays hard. It's good. I mean, that's the kind of guy you want on your team. So,
what's his name? Yatzel. I can't remember. I don't know how to say his name. From Michigan, that was banged up.
Yeah,
he might be the most honest guy. Like at halftime, it's like I feel really weak. I'm playing terrible. I don't have it, but I got to be out there and play. He said nobody plays harder than Michigan, and that team plays hard.
Yep.
And all 5 starters transfers all 5
Yep,
transferred.
but we're going to see that all the time now.
Yeah,
You know,
that's the new face of
but you're
college
right.
basketball. It's not,
And
you can't like these are Michigan guys. They're not, but this is how it goes. I mean,
but
that's
that's tough on a coach, man. You know, having 5 new guys every year. But
yeah.
you know, Dusty May, he got a little raise because of Carolina going after him a little bit.
A lot of people got raises because of Carolina. But yeah, so I thought, UConn, their first loss ever in a national championship game. They were 6-0, and then
Yep.
I didn't realize Michigan. They had the longest losing streak in title games in NCAA history. I guess it was 5, and so they finally got back out there, got their second championship of all time because they lost 2 at the Fab Five, and yeah, they were there a few years back. It was 4 or 5 times they've lost in a row. But
real quick, not to harp on Danny Hurley, but his record, speaks for itself. Danny Hurley's record over the last 4 tournaments is now 18-2. Record in the Final Four is now 5-1. It was 5-0, and his record in the Natty Championship is now 2-1. I think they're going to fire him, man. I mean, come on.
yeah, he's done.
Jeez,
he's done.
But no, good stuff. Great year. Different. Like we've been talking about all year, the NIL and the portal, and that's starting to kick in real heavy right now. Everybody's putting their names in there.
Well, at least NCAA has learned from a couple of years ago. I mean, from last year, to not have the portal open during the tournament. It's the day after, but it's like that was a disaster before. You got players. I think there's a kid on Michigan last year, I think, that announced he was leaving before the tournament was even over. You're like, What is going on? So I'm glad they made that change, because that's not good.
I still can't believe that even happened. I mean, where was the common sense back then, man?
Yeah.
Oh my God, making that little rule. That's crazy.
Right.
But all right, before we go on to our next little topic here, some of our other sponsors, Estate Jewelry and Loan, something old, something new. Estate Jewelry has a great selection of new and estate jewelry, and you can really find a nice, unique piece for any occasion in his showroom. Go see Brian over at 2511 Battleground Ave, and you can also go online at estatejewelryloan.com. Salsarita's Fresh Mexican Grill. Hey, I haven't been in there in a few weeks. I might have to do lunch there tomorrow. Salsarita's Fresh Mexican Grill, located in High Point at the Palladium, and in Greensboro in the Target Shopping Center on New Garden Road. He's got a food truck, catering, daily specials. It's salsaritas.com. And our golf buddy here, For Real 24, real golf indoors anytime. Greensboro's premier 24/7 indoor golf facility, offering iconic golf courses and state-of-the-art equipment. Top-notch little building he's got over there with some great simulators. Check out forreal24.com, and for more details, you can stop in and ask for Clay Jordan, the owner, and he'll give you all the scoop on that. And also California Burrito Express and Bar, offering a full bar with margaritas, draft beer, and serving very generous portions of Mexican food in a spacious, casual setting. He's got all kinds of TVs, and he now is open in he's been open in Greensboro on Spring Garden Street, and now he's open in Winston-Salem as well, over near the mall. And that's awesome.
All right. A new Tar Heel head coach, Michael Malone, and this is where my concern is starting to come in. First of all, our 10th, 12th, 15th, 20th choice that we know of down the list. Can't get anybody. Nobody was returning phone calls. Everyone else is in 4, which is bad timing. And so then their schools are panicking, and they're getting these long extensions, and people are getting paid, like Dusty May's getting paid. And even said Alabama's coach got paid before Nate Oates got paid. Tommy Lloyd there were rumors that he was definitely coming, and then Arizona opened the bag for him. Brad Stevens said no. I mean, everybody like, no. And nobody was talking about Michael Malone. This is my concern. The media loves this pick, which makes me want to not like this pick, except for the fact that I do know everything I've read is that he's a great X's and O's guy. I liked him when he coached Denver. I liked him as a coach, and when he was fired because he didn't get along with the GM like 3 games before the season ended 2 seasons ago. and like 1 year removed from the NBA championship. I'm like, what's going on there? I thought that was like unfair. X's and O's, I'm not worried about. Can he recruit? No idea, because he hasn't coached in college as a head coach ever. He was assistant at some places, and that was before NIL. So I want this to work. I think if he has the players, he can out-coach most coaches in the NCAA, but there's no guarantee. And every Carolina player so far is gone. They're already gone. Not that our roster was great. Not everyone, but a lot of them. There's like 4 they've already announced right away they're out.
Yeah.
In Derek Dixon, who's a good shooting point guard, he's gone. Their whole backcourt's gone. And it's just like, we'll see. We'll see. My only thing is just having no idea if he can recruit.
Well, I mean, you would think he will be able to, I mean, he knows how to coach NBA players. So, maybe bringing these guys, NBA type players, and that's what Carolina wants. That could be an attraction, for these recruits. I like the guy. I think I kind of like to hire, right off the bat. I know that not only you, there's a lot of Carolina like, what? Are you kidding me? But I think once you started looking and seeing, this guy, give him a chance. He's only 52 or 53 years old, so he's got some years ahead of him. And I think he's going to take this program and run with it. And, as far as recruiting, like I said, he's an NBA coach for many years. He knows how to coach these guys to get them to that next level. And, as long as they're paying, and they pay at Carolina, get these players, paying them their $3 or $4 million per year to try to, sneak in a national championship before they go on to the NBA. And, everybody will be happy in Tar Heel country. So I like him. I hope he does well. I'm kind of excited for him. He's been on TV, the last, year and a half since he got fired. And I thought, he's got a pretty good personality. I think he's, dating women over 16, 17 years old. So that's good.
That's a change. Yeah. For Carolina head coaches. That are, it's funny. I think Coach K has the line of the week. I have to give him credit when asked about it. McAfee, I think it broke while Coach K was on with him. And McAfee said, "Oh, he's like, Tar Heels, they're going to come and start whipping Duke's butt." Like he was like, he has an NBA champ. He's a pro title. And Coach K goes, "Yeah, so does their football coach. He has a lot of them." And that hasn't worked. And he's like, "Oh," and then he tried to backtrack. No, Belichick's a good coach. I mean, he can't coach. It's just, he said there will be a transition going from the NBA to college, although with NIL and everything, it's definitely become more of a pro type sport. So at X's and O's, not worried about it. Equal players, it gets down to it. He could probably out X and O probably almost anybody in college. But can he get – it's all about the players. If you don't have the players, you're not going to win at a high level. And I guess my contention was, are we in a better situation than Arizona, Michigan, Florida, UConn with Mike Malone? I don't know. I don't think there's any buzz. Like if we got Billy Donovan, I think right away it would be like, oh my gosh, and then player would be show interest. Or if we got Todd Gold, or if we got Dusty May, dang, or even Tommy Lloyd, I think you'd have so much excitement. And plus, they're already plugged in to the recruiting and transfer portal and all stuff that we would be, Carolina would be like right away back. And by back, it's like we also had a top 4 player get hurt. They probably would have made they would have lost Illinois in the second round. They would have had higher seeding when they get hurt. But it's like, this is a team could have been Sweet 16, Elite 8 team. They weren't a terrible team, but
they were a good team with the.
But just inconsistent. What I do like is Malone doesn't play. Like he coaches hard. He'll get in players, and if you, like you said, if you get NBA players to listen to you, which he did for years, and develop players, because people forget the Joker was drafted at number 41 to Denver, and I believe Mike Miller, the sharpshooter.
Yeah,
I don't know if we talked about this before, but when he went, maybe we talked about this when we had our guests on a couple weeks ago. When he came to the first practice, he goes, "Hey, that tall white dude that's not saying anything, he's your best player." And he's the guy sat at the bench. And sure enough, Joker, through his own skill, but also through coaching an opportunity that his coach saw. Obviously he flourished, and then Jamal Murray flourished with under Mike Malone. So we'll see.
And that team, actually, Denver's on a 9 or 10 game winning streak right now. So look out for them again, because the Joker is just ridiculously good, man. I just don't understand. He looks like a big lug. If you just look, he looks like a big lug out there until he starts moving around. He's going as slow as possible. He's dribbles as high as possible, and he completely dominates the basketball game.
Well, and the thing is, he should have won the MVP probably for 5 years in a row. He's ending the season averaging a triple-double.
Yeah.
Leading the NBA in rebounding and assist.
Yep.
Leading the NBA in assist. It's not even close. And scoring like 28 points a game. And no, he's not even being considered for the MVP because he's won it so many times. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, that's I'm an NBA fan, but that's the weird thing about the NBA. Come on. But no. So I'm excited for you. We're all getting new coaches. That's all you hear about, man, is the new coaches and all these programs that aren't in the tournament or they got dumped or whatever. It's just ridiculous, but we got to live with it because I'm not going to stop watching college basketball. So, but
I enjoyed the tournament. I'm just going to say I enjoyed the tournament. The drama of March Madness. You can't script. If you scripted the Duke loss in a movie, I think people would roll their eyes like that would never happen, and it did. And it's even in a script, it wouldn't be that crazy. Down 19 and the turnover, and then the logo shot from a freshman, and blah 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 blah. There's high drama, and these kids are skilled. I just think they got to stop playing these freaking huge football stadiums. The shooting is just so awful in the Final Four.
I think I agree with you on that. It's like, I know you can, we play outside or whatever, but it's like playing outside.
Yeah.
It's got to be a difference, big time.
Michigan actually, Dusty May you see this? He put portable goals in Michigan's football stadium.
Oh,
the league.
No, I didn't know
week
that.
Leading up, and they were shooting out there, but they're also shooting on grass and shooting outside. So he was trying to get the right idea of the depth perception. And I think at one point they were 1 for 11 from three. It was awful.
Yep. And they're usually a good shooting team.
Yeah, they averaged, I think, 11 threes, right at 11 threes for a game made per tournament. And last night they made 2.
All right. Well, let's move on to just a real quick little baseball tidbit, which this is just unbelievable. And I guess you've already seen this. Los Angeles Angels, who have been pretty low, on the totem pole, I guess, last few years. They had a game against the Seattle Mariners this couple nights ago, and their right fielder, Joe Adell, stole the show. And what I mean by that is the final score of the game were the Angels won 1-0. Okay. 9-inning game. Joe Adell, the right fielder, robbed, and we see it all the time, robbed 1 home run in like the 3rd inning, over the fence, had the glove over the fence, grabs it, robs the guy of a home run. Does it again in the 6th inning. And believe it or not, he had a 3rd one down the right field line, caught it, ended up falling into the stands, stood up, put the glove up. He robbed 3 home runs in a 1-0 game. Think about that. That is unbelievable. If you get 1 a season, it's almost unbelievable because it's so hard. That ball's got to be in a certain spot and all.
Right.
3 of them, 1 game, 9-inning game. Unbelievable. What do you think of that?
And it's never happened ever, right, in the history of Major League Baseball. So,
never happened. Happened.
That's crazy to me. That's never happened with. You just think of the sheer amount, 162 games times 30 plus teams times 100 and some years. I know they haven't always had that many teams, but holy crap! But yeah. I thought the first 2 were good. Like, dang, that's good. That last one was spectacular.
Yeah.
Over to the stands, which I don't understand how you're a baseball guy.
No, go ahead. I want you to, I hope you ask this question.
You catch the ball as you're falling into the stadium, you're on the other side of the wall with the ball. That should not count. I mean,
I'm with you.
It's the rule. How's that not count as a home run?
I am with you on that. The ball, like you're saying, he catches the ball and he goes over the fence with the ball. The ball is over the fence. That should be a home run. I've always said that. I was excited. I knew you were going to bring that up. I don't understand that because
weird, right?
You could fall on the other side and that ball could dribble a little bit on the floor or whatever, But I mean it doesn't. Even so, if you make a clean catch and go over and that catch brings you over the fence, damn it, I agree with you 100% and I'm a baseball guy. I think it should be a home run.
Yeah, and obviously he went by the rules and all that, so it's still spectacular. But I don't get it. It's like where your feet land, that should be where it is. It's like when at least when it comes to that, because it's if you catch it and then you fall back on the right side of the fence, okay, or the wall, okay. But yeah, that dude was special that night. He's obviously a good outfielder.
To have one guy do it, there's probably been 2 or 3 in one game, maybe one by the other team and 2 by the,
right.
But by one guy, one position to have that,
Jared, he covered the whole span of his section of the outfield. Yeah. Like it was caught some in the middle, then he was like diving over the wall by the foul, the first baseline. It's like, wow.
And the coolest thing is they win 1-0.
Yes, that's he literally saved the game.
Those pitchers, I hope they're buying him dinner and everything he wants this week. Holy crap.
Absolutely. So. Well, the next thing, as our season unfolds here on the show, we'll get into NBA playoffs in earnest next week because the season wraps up here in a few days. I did go to a Hornets game, my only one this year. And boy, if that team can get out of the stupid play-in tournament, I mean, they're 8th right now, which normally would just be they'd play the 1 seed, but they'll do the whole play-in tournament if they don't move up. Their last 3 games are like Boston. It was like 3 heavy hitters, just 3 like majorly good teams. Oh shoot, it's all in the Eastern Conference, but 3 like Boston, Knicks, Sixers. It's some crazy schedule, but they are, Johnny, to watch them play in person as healthy as they are. The number 1 and number 2, on this little side note, number 1, number 2 people or players in the NBA with 3-pointers made this year, Knipple, or however you say his name, and LaMelo Ball, a few behind.
Yep.
In person, when I was there, I think they made 32 threes. I mean, it's just boom, boom. And LaMelo can do anything he wants on that court. And in person, I've seen him play before in person, but it's been a while. But have him healthy, I mean, he's super smart. He's fun. He's super engaging. To me, he's one of maybe 10 players that I would pay to go see. He was that entertaining.
Thank you. He, when he's healthy, and he's had a pretty healthy year this year, is a superstar. You know how he is in that bracket, man, because he can do it all, man. And like you said, he's a fun guy to watch, and he looks like he enjoys what he's doing out there,
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what so we'll get NBA. Go ahead.
Real quick, how about the way he shoots his 3? I'm not going to complain. I mean, it's weird. It's like, it's like from his gut, but nothing but net, man. And he takes those 35 footers too.
And he'll do, he'll do pull up, he'll do step backs, but then he'll just do like these odd 1-foot 3-pointers off of 1 foot. He's just a tremendous shooter. And then Khan is the most fundamentally sound player in the NBA. He's like some dude from the 50s. He's smart. He can shoot lights out. I ignore the fact he went to Duke, and I'm like, this kid is just like makes all the right plays. And if you can't leave that dude open. He doesn't have to be open. He'll shoot himself open. He can shoot off the dribble. So they've got that team. If they get hot, I would not want to play them in the playoffs.
I know. Well, they've been hot. The second half of the year, they've been one of the best teams in the league. Which is great. So I'd love to see him make a move. It would be nice to see him win a playoff. Get in through that play-in or whatever, and then like win one series or something. Just the excitement. Was there a good crowd there?
It was against the Pacers, and Tyrese was there, but he's out for the year, Halliburton. And so Rick Carlisle, I mean, that team was obviously an Achilles injury away from winning the
Yeah.
NBA title last year. So
Yep.
all the same players. So he was out, and the white dude, forget his name, who was really big in the playoffs last year, but they both were out. And where they seat 20,000 maybe there. They probably had 18,000. It was a good crowd. It was a good crowd for it being the freaking Pacers.
Yep, and they go crazy. It's a great arena when that place gets rocking. It's a lot of fun.
Loud, dude. It was loud. Yeah. I really enjoyed. They did a good job. The Hornets are doing a great job in the arena, and
good
then
stuff.
also, yeah. All right. Well, until next time.
You got it. See you next week.
Overtime pay. We're talking the overtime play. The big stories, the big plays, the big drama.